Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, the constitutional lawyer Degwa Njiru was at Spice FM today in the morning. And in that interview, Degwa Njiru used that opportunity to demonstrate how Rigathi Gachagua was a crafted leader. In fact, according to him, Gachagua is simply a GMO product. A product that was just crafted and then forced on people. Not someone who has grown from the grassroots, associated with people, then accepted by the people to lead them. And that's why he's saying that as of now, Gachagua is still struggling to assert himself as the kingpin of Mount Kenya region. There is something Degwa Njiru is trying to mean here, in as much as demonstrating what Gachagua is doing. Two things. But first of all, I wanted to listen to him. Then after that, we are going to analyze exactly what Gachagua will be doing in William Samoei Ruto's government, what it means for Ruto, and what it means for this country.
Grown from the grassroots. The individuals people have identified and said that these guys, they can be our leaders. If you look at the way Uhuru Kenyatta was grown, he was groomed, and he ended up being a president, and then you compare to how Mr. Rigathi is being has grown, you'll of course say that Mr. Rigathi belongs to the class of the grafting. He was grafted. He's a grafted leader. You know the way you graft a mango with a banana with another mango.
Banana. GMO in the making.
It's as a result of grafting.
Mango.
And you know this. You have to look at the species of what you are grafting. If you go and graft a mango and a banana, certainly I do not think that the genetic aspects will actually marry. You'll have what they're now propagating, what she's calling the GMO. So Mr. Gachagua is a GMO product. He's a GMO politician. And that's why you can see he's struggling to assert himself as a kingpin. Kingpins don't assert themselves.
They organically?
They organically grow. And people appreciate them, and people identify with them.
Who's grafting him?
He was grafted by Mr. William Ruto.
How?
For purposes of trying to show the Mount Kenya region that they are represented in government. Remember?
How was he grafted?
He was grafted for purpose. It was a fictitious grafting for political motive and political purposes and political processes. In the sense that, if you remember to the run-up to his appointment, there was a contestation between him and Professor Kindiki, a man that I have a lot of respect for. And God forbid that he never became. You see, at the instance, Mr. William Ruto had already identified the person who ought to be the deputy president of this country. But I have no ability to confirm this, that Mr. Gachagua asserted and forced himself into the process. Remember, Mr. Gachagua, the votes from Mount Kenya would still have gone to William Ruto, with or without Mr. Gachagua.
Okay.
Himself. The grafting I'm speaking about is now when he speak about him being the kingpin of Mount Kenya region. Meaning that my idea is that he has not come from the grassroots. He's not a grassroots leader who has been grown from the grassroots as Kibaki, as Matiba was, Charles Rubia was, as Uhuru Kenyatta was. So he's trying to coronate himself. He's trying to enthrone himself to that particular aspect.
Is there any leader currently in Mount Kenya who is a grassroots leader who would say would fit that bill?
If you remember what happened to Uhuru Kenyatta before, in his preparation to become the president, there are some wazees who met. They call them wazee wa Kiama. And they gave him something called Mudhegi. This Mudhegi is a staff. It is a symbol of leadership in Mount Kenya region. And you don't ask for it. No leader is supposed to ask for that Mudhegi. It's given to you after serious evaluation by Wazes. Mm-hmm. But what you can see what Mr. Gachagua is doing is actually saying, give me the Mudhegi. that Muthegi, when it is already being held by another Muthuri is a mzee in Mount Kenya region, you cannot have another Muthuri asking for it until it is passed over to you. So the person who is going to pass this mantle of leadership to Mr. Gachagua is Uhuru Kenyatta, the person whom he does not want to see eye to eye. So unless that is done, even if they go somewhere the way they did the other time round and they give him the Muthegi, there cannot be two Muthegis in Mount Kenya region. It's only one. And this idea of people thinking that Mount Kenya region is so delicate, it must be protected, is a toxic idea. It's an idea that is being propagated by those individuals who want to benefit from it. And I would not shy off to say Mr. Gachagua. You know, Mr. Gachagua is trying to instill fear in Mount Kenya region that if Mr. Gachagua is not there, Mount Kenya region will cease to exist. Mount Kenya region was able to survive the most hostile environment of the Mzungu era. So, and many other eras, Mount Kenya region was able to survive. So, Mr. Gachagua, for his survival, he must instill fear in Mount Kenya region that unless I am there, you guys are doomed. But let's take a little bit.
We are going to continue with this panel discussion, but just a quick request for those who are watching and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our channel subscribers, thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give our video a thumbs up. Thank you, and back to this discussion. According to Degwa Njiru, Uhuru Kenyatta is still the kingpin of Mount Kenya region. He still holds to the Muthegi and is the man who will hand over the baton to the next leader. And this explains the reason why Gachagua has had problem with Uhuru Kenyatta, the infight between these two leaders. So it means Gachagua does not want to wait so that he will be given the mantle. And that alone now explains what William Samoei Ruto is going to face in the next 5 years. Gachagua is not in the office to advise William Samoei Ruto, or neither to work. But the opportunity he got to be the deputy president after the election, Gachagua is going to use that chance to fight for space in Mount Kenya region. So in the next 5 years, what Degwa Njiru mean is that, number one, Gachagua will not be working. Because the people of Mount Kenya have not yet accepted him as their leader, he knows how he got to power. So he'll be struggling to become one. This is the same thing William Ruto was doing to Uhuru Kenyatta. Instead of working to help Uhuru Kenyatta, he was busy campaigning. So Gachagua will be doing the same thing to William Samoei Ruto. And because of that, Ruto will need a Matiang'i in his government to work for him. And that Matiang'i is Musalia Mudavadi. Mudavadi will not be that kind of a combative leader like Matiang'i, but is a man who understands the economies. And because of that, maybe William Ruto has the right man to help him get it right. But Gachagua is here to fight William Samoei Ruto in the next 5 years. Because as of now, the man who has the control of Mount Kenya region votes, it is William Samoei Ruto. Not even Rigathi Gachagua, but again not even Uhuru Kenyatta, because Uhuru could not convince the entire mountain, but we know he convinced to a tune of 1 million people to vote for Raila Odinga, which was a good number, of course. So the truth is that Gachagua is not even fighting Uhuru Kenyatta. Gachagua is fighting William Samoei Ruto to wrestle the control of Mount Kenya region from the hands of William Samoei Ruto. That is the real battle here. So he will never work for Ruto. And now, kuweka kidonda kwa msumari. Kuweka msumari kwa kidonda, yes. Ruto is trusting Musalia Mudavadi with this government more than he trusted Rigathi Gachagua. So there is going to be a real war in Mount Kenya region to control the gamer. But now, Gachagua should have borrowed a leave from William Ruto. In as much Ruto was fighting Uhuru Kenyatta. He had come with the URP party before merging. So he had a control, and again, he could easily form another party because he came into a coalition with this party. But Gachagua should know that he went to William Ruto through the UDA party, a party belonging to William Samuel Ruto. He did not go with any political party. So in as much as trying to wrestle Mount Kenya from William Ruto, he don't have any control because he has never been even a party leader. So the only person who has a political party in Mount Kenya as of now, which has a substantial numbers, it is Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, Jubilee Party. Because Jubilee has attracted to, I think they have about 28 members of parliament. So ask me, between Rigathi Gachagua and Uhuru Kenyatta, who between these two can attract another person to negotiate with him to go into a coalition? Is it Rigathi Gachagua or Uhuru Kenyatta? Because Gachagua will never fight to be on the ballot as a presidential candidate without a political party. He will need the support. So the only person who's still holding to the Muthigi in Mount Kenya region, it is Uhuru Kenyatta. Because besides the control of William Ruto, Uhuru has a political party which has elected leaders. Gachagua anashikilia tu kwa chama ya William Samoei Ruto hivi. He don't have anything of his own control. Amekwamilia tu kwa mkia ya chama ya William Samoei Ruto. That means they can be easily replaced by another person. Maybe Ndindi Nyoro, maybe Moses Kuria, maybe Kimani Ichung'wah. There are many people there. He can choose to go with any. Even including Kirinyaga Governor, Anne Waiguru. Ruto can just decide, oh, it's time just to have a woman as a running mate. It might work for him, of course. So the struggle here is all about that. That means that even for Kenya as a country, Gachagua will use this opportunity to divide the country even much more, worse than it is as of now, in his struggle to stamp his authority as a man who is protecting the Gema community. He will do more harm than it is as of now. And that is already being seen physically on what is happening in Nairobi. He is now launching a fight on Sakaja for his own interest, because now you want to be seen as a man who is protecting the Kikuyu in Nairobi and their business, for them to accept him as their leader. So Gachagua is here to do more harm to William Ruto's government, to do more harm in this country as far as the issue of tribalism, political situation, and benefit is concerned.